I forgave her. But there are things that had came out in the end that I did not know about until this experience. I was hurt. Again, I'm divorced from you, but things that he shared with me that I did not know. So that's why I'm saying he took a lot on his back. And although we came from broken families, that doesn't mean that we have to pass on that brokenness to our kids.
Absolutely. You can stop the bleeding, stop the cycle.
Right. Your past and things that you witness is part of your DNA, it's part of your inside. And if you don't get freaking help, you bring that shit into the next thing. So the fact that he did this process, he wants to be in a long-term relationship. He wants that.
Tell him meet somebody like you.
Huh?
I met you, tell him meet somebody like his mom.
Yeah, but you met me, but you wasn't good to me.
Hey, Bonafides and YouTube otherwise. It's me, Seaman Ted, and I'm back. I'm back with another video. And if you're in here, you're good to go. What's up, Learning Daily? I saw you over there. I think I saw you on William McCrae's new channel the other day. Child, I have to be in the bushes. I have to be in the bushes a lot of places. Honestly, I don't have time to talk. A friend of mine told me they think that my channel would be doing a lot better if I came on more often. Like more on the schedule. I said, girl, I did that way. I mean, it was a boy, but I'm like, I did that long time ago. Coming on every day. Girl, bye. No, ma'am. But I'm gonna come in when I feel like I really want to say something. I had to say something today, honey. Girl, I was minding my business this morning. I got up a little early this morning because Brooklyn was moving around and making noise and stuff, right? And I turned on the YouTube and I had it on something else, and I guess that video, as I'm dozing back to sleep, it goes off. And then I hear Brian and JWilson. And I'm trying to sleep with all this mess they talking about. You know what I'm saying? All this mess they keep talking about, keeping all this mess up in the back of my head while I'm trying to sleep. Okay? Well, girl, I got to waking up a little bit because I was like, what? What is all of this? Oh, really? Oh, what is all this? What is all this? And once again, it was Brian over there, up there with JWilson. And I was upset with Brian. Not because it was just with JWilson. It was him. It was him wanting some kind of like validation, some kind of sign off about what he was thinking from the likes of JWilson. Okay? That pissed me off enough that I really didn't commit to sleep. Now I still lay down, but I didn't commit to sleep, and I started listening to what was going on. And Brian was really in his conviction, in his mind about how he feels about his sexuality, again, with JWilson. And JWilson was just an evil, mean-spirited. He wasn't even a passer, y'all. He wasn't even a passer in this situation. There was no passing in any of it, right? Because even though he's never been a pastor, okay, he just pretended to be a passer. Don't a pastor supposed to live lead with love? Hey, hey, Rhonda. You know what I'm saying? Lead with some kind of love and compassion for folks. Baby, if it ain't JWilson's way and how he see it, okay, and this is how he is with everybody but James Colwell, though. He gets to pop it and running behind James Cole. He steps to James Colwell beat. But everybody else got to go with what the hell he talking about. And y'all know for a long time, every time they get into this kind of argument and I catch it, I have to say something. Because I do not like how JWilson feels like he is the author of everybody's sexuality. Okay? He feels like he is the author, he is the all-knower of sexuality, whose sexuality, to what degree, and just by looking at folks, because you know, ain't no friends on YouTube, so he really ain't going nowhere. He went on that little cruise, but he ain't went. Half the people that he can proclaim they daggone sexuality and what it is and what it ain't. He ain't never been around, never don't know these people or nothing, right? Never. And he plays around with socially unaccepted characterizations and epithets with the LGBT community under the guise that I'm a protected class. Did y'all hear him? I'm a protected class. Then I forgot who was talking because, like I said, I was halfway asleep and I might be mixing up two videos. I'm a protected class or something he was saying. No, that's the video with that lady, Tulsa lady. I think he was saying that. I don't know. But he was basically saying, ain't nobody gonna say nothing to me out the way because I'm a protected class. And then whoever was talking to him at the time was like, yeah, I mean, you gay and stuff like that, but that don't mean that, you know, you got some special, you know, dome or beam around you that, you know, somebody come to save you or help you or whatever, right? And he kind of like dulled down. Like JWilson is okay. I talked to someone before, and they were like, "He's really not as smart as he says." I was like, "Well, we can see that, right?" But like, he memorizes some quick words, some some little words of the day, and words. What do you call it? Like buzzwords. Excuse me. And he plays off that and mix and mingles conversation with that, and that's what he was doing with that protected class because he couldn't go into deep why he would be protected. And in what manner he would be protected, and for what crime he would need to be crime against him he would need to be protected. You see how that nigga do? So last night him and Brian is going back and forth, and I really felt bad for Brian in my sub sleeping. I was like, oh my gosh, I could feel me like literally like feeling like, dang, Brian, I wish you just wouldn't even care nothing about what this nigga is saying, because half the time he's saying a bunch of bullshit or some memorized shit from somebody else that was talking about the subject. And Brian's whole thing was he's gay, he likes men, he admits that, he knows that, but his religious convictions, okay, and according to the law, his religious law that he lives with, which is the Bible, the unadulterated, infallible Bible, that he needs to work on getting rid of his desire to be gay or his desire for men. And every time he says that, he enrages JWilson for some reason. Do y'all see that? You see anybody who says ideal instead of idea can't tell me ish. Okay. yeah. Is that you who always say that about him? Somebody else say that about that ideal. It just seemed to me like Brian was just like really wanting him to understand that he is gay like JWilson, but he doesn't think about homosexuality the same way that JWilson does, and wanting JWilson to be okay with it. Brian JWilson will never be okay with that because JWilson probably had a hard time coming up being gay, especially with him probably, being a high schooler in like the 80s and stuff. Y'all know what time it was, okay? And has then sought and hides behind some whatever school he went to that I heard ain't even really accredited. The church school he went to, I heard it ain't about nothing in the world of church schools or whatever, right? He went there to try and read and find some kind of reassurance or some kind of way to that homosexuality is right in a world of Christianity. Okay. And we all know he's done that. When he was sitting up there talking about some the context. I did the video before about this. The context, y'all are not reading this, y'all are not understanding in context and all this stuff like this, but he never can go really deep into anything. Everything is like little bullet point, it's said in like bullet points. Okay? He can't explain anything. He either has no time or he doesn't have any real education onto what he's saying. He just heard somebody else saying it and went with it, right? I felt so bad for Brian. I really did, because I was just like, Brian, I don't know what this sick need of yours for his approval is. I just don't get it. For him, James is, which I don't think is James is about being homosexual though, about or homosexuality. I think with James, it's just I don't know. I don't. That's not what this video is about. It's about the his need for approval from James. But I felt really crazy for Brian, because I was like, you're over there, trying to gain approval from someone who seems like a heretic a little bit. Just the way that he has presented himself on YouTube, and a lot of the so-called preaching from his time is heretic-like. You know what I'm saying? Well, I get over there, I listen to that, and I went about my business. I heard it, and I usually come say something about it. But I said, you know what, Chubbs, just leave that alone. Don't say nothing about that. JWilson, Brian's gonna always go over there and get what he got last night in regards to the way that JWilson preaches and feels about homosexuality. And he, at this point, I'm looking at Brian like he's a glutton for punishment in regards to JWilson. You know what I'm saying? On that topic, not always in regards to JWilson, but on that topic. So I was gonna leave it alone. But then I just caught Cruz's video, and Cruza gave a lot of poignant thoughts about the situation that I either didn't know, or I didn't think about. You know what I'm saying? And I liked when she said that Brian was over there in his convictions, and JWilson was trying to preach him out of his own conviction. And that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. But I always said, like, his thoughts and his feelings, but conviction is deeper. You know what I'm saying? You can tell this is deeper with Brian. Brian is going through a crisis of faith and reality and in spirit and all that stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Where he just doesn't know, exactly how he's going to come out of it. He doesn't know exactly, if he's going to be able to lean into his convictions, or he's going to have to, or he's just going to stay where he's at, And I feel like what she was saying, oh God, I kind of forgot what she was saying. Cruza was saying a good thing. Like, she was saying, instead of you trying to understand or, lead him or understand that you and him are both individuals, you always trying to make him like literally change to suit your liking all the time. And I said, that's what we all been saying before, but I really liked the way she said it. Child, I forgot exactly. She in the background, let her come up and say it. I also heard that Cruz was saying that JWilson has said out to the people that St. James was gay. And then St. James got up on Cruz's panel today and was like, I don't even know how I got in it, and I don't appreciate that I got in it, because I've never once discussed my sexuality with JWilson. And Cruz said this is what he always does. He always fights, uses his assumed, what he assumes somebody's sexuality is, to make a point in the fight for homosexuality. Like, he always wants to have numbers when he's making a fight for homosexuality, but all his numbers are assumed. He didn't assume that Cruza was gay, I was gay. He assuming that St. James is gay. He's every time you turn around, somebody gay, or he makes some kind of gay reference, especially to women. Remember when he was talking about it looked like Olivia drive a truck, and it looked like I play softball, not softball because I do play softball, volleyball. That's a damn shame that you claim to be a representative, and you claim to not only be a representative, but be so astute and well, what do you call it? Like, how do you call it? And well versed in, like, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm weighing some of this food, okay? Because I'm trying to lose some weight. Hold on. You claim to be such an authority on LGBT and their rights and how you should treat them if treat gay people in regards to day-to-day life and stuff like that. You claim to be such authority and so pro LGBT as an LGBT person, but then you'll use LGBT as a weapon against other people. Like you'll use it as a way to belittle someone. You know what I'm saying? You talk as though LGBT is a belittling categorization. You know what I'm saying? Oh. So say James got up on Cruz's panel and was like he didn't appreciate that shit. He ain't never talked to JWilson about his sexuality. He didn't appreciate being put in the midst of all that on an assumption. I said, ooh, JWilson had burned his bridge. JWilson had burned his bridge. He was always trying to keep a little pocket thing, you know what I'm saying? In case he get run off of the B sector, so he could go over there and be over there gossiping with the carnal church sector. And I told St. James before, but he shows up here and there with where JWilson is at and stuff like that. But I have every confidence that he know what time it is with him. So hold on, y'all. Okay, that's 3 ounces. Okay, range 3 ounces heifer. And then how much is this? 1 ounce. Okay, so I got 4 ounces. Okay, girl. Anyway, then here come my old Uncle Tim. He got to come up there and give, lend a couple words to JWilson. And honey, there was a comment that Cruza made that, hold on, let me see. Hey Chelsea, so what exactly did he say about St. James? He said St. James was gay. And St. James said, hold up, bro. I ain't never told you that. I ain't never said it. You ain't never heard it by my mouth nowhere. You are totally assuming. You are assuming. So, Tim got up there and was talking about how JWilson always trying to out somebody, but he himself didn't come out until he was well in his 40s and had to be pulled out by a prankster messing with him, wildly. And so that's basically what Tim had to add. But Tim and Cruza was talking about something else that kind of caught my ear too. About girl, I got too much going on. Fuck. Oh, okay. About if it's no matter how a person acts or you might think about them, the homosexuality, just like drinking, just like whatever else, might play well for you, but it don't mean that it has to play well with the next person. Which I took it to be like Brian may, say he likes me and he might, quote unquote, act in a manner that homosexual people act. But that don't mean he has to go with that he has to lean into it, because that might not work for him. And Cruza was saying something that made sense. She said, because you don't know why he has this type of conviction on his heart about homosexuality. You don't know if him playing that out, as playing out being homosexual might lead him to something that's a hazard later on, or that he can't handle with it later on. And so he's got a conviction now that might pull him up, pull him back. You know what I'm saying? Just like people who drink, who was alcoholics, and then they was like, okay, this ain't work for me. Got to get sober. And then they think, should nobody drink? You know what I'm saying? Some people can drink without the effects that it had on the first person. So I was liking that conversation because that's real. And that's more like what I think JWilson needs to hear when he starts hearing the videos about people talking about him. And I think she ate him up. And she ate him up rightly. You know what I'm saying? In a decent way, making perfect sense. And you know, she said she don't want it to come off like she's shading and stuff. I want her to stop doing that disclaimer. Okay, girl? You jumped on it. Okay? You jumped on it to come talk. Stop doing that damn disclaimer. It is what it is. If he take it as shade and you didn't mean that shade, it don't matter. Okay? It don't goddamn matter, my sis. You said it, and that's what that is. You said a mighty word today. Yes. JWilson was out of order for that. But I took my pleasure in it. I took my pleasure in it because, see, you getting too high for your britches. For you to sit up there and say that man was gay, and I'm talking about St. James, and you don't know nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? You don't know nothing about him. You know, we can all sit back and look and see what we think we seeing and stuff, but just to proclaim it as the truth and gospel, like, that's a lot. And I loved it. I love that for you. That he was like, wait a minute, Wilson, you doing too much. Because you got to call him out and cry loud and spare not to these people who think, like I said, when y'all used to tell me I need to go watch Tasha K, and I went over there and I said, well, I've been watching her here and there, you know what I'm saying? But I can't get more take her because she speaks like she's the authority on everything with no credentials. And with me, with JWilson, he speaks as he's the authority on everything with no effing credentials. Well, actually, the only credentials that we have of JWilson's is what he says he has. We ain't never seen nothing. And the schools that he called out, we ain't never seen no paperwork on them schools. And then the schools that he called out, when you go and you check them out, he act like he done went to the Yale of divinity schools. Not. You know, he acts like he's published at the damn schools and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? That nigga ain't published. That nigga ain't got no clout, you know, as the kids say. And he makes up shit as he goes. If he was outie, he say he is gonna pull everybody out. I guess. No, sir, I won't be letting you up. Goodbye. I don't know who you are. I know you showing your face, but I don't know who you are. You can get in the comment section and let me know who you are. Yeah, I don't know him. Okay. Oh, private chat. And what are you here to talk about? Because, you know, we know about all that porno stuff. So I'm going to just leave that alone. We're not going to do that. He's in my private chat, y'all. Oh, he want to talk about church? Yeah, right. Talk about it in the comment section, child. I'm sorry. I barely get on here. I can't afford for my videos to be getting knocked down. Okay, I'm barely on here, Elon Mom. I'm barely on here. I cannot afford for my videos to be getting knocked down, honey. But anyways, JWilson is a clown. Okay. JWilson is a clown. And he never acts in the manner that he wants us to respect his education or the knowledge that he claims he's bringing. Like I said, you never hear him pray for nobody. He rarely acts with love. Rarely. Hey, and I acts with compassion for others. the first time I saw him, and I think the only time I saw him act with any compassion was, like I said before, with Joyce. That was to fight against Sean Bradley. Okay? But yeah, he done burnt that bridge with St. James. Now, you know, St. James not mean. So I can see him just kind of, what? You know, like I ain't got to beef with the nigga, but I don't really deal with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Now I can see that coming from St. James. And once again, Cruza ate him up with the forethought. What is it? The beginning epilogue. The epilogue. Is that what it is? The footnotes and the prologue, or whatever it is. And I appreciate that. That was a good video that she did in regards to what happened last night. I want Brian, and I'm gonna say this, and if I get a video where I'm getting cussed out, Brian, and you ain't cussed Cruza out because she talked to you too, I'm gonna know something. Okay? I want Brian, though, to stop seeking approval from these niggas on YouTube. And stop being so wishy-washy. Can't stand a motherfucker one day for 4 hours, and then the next 4 hours, can't stand him for 4 hours, beefing with him for 4 hours on the video, then go make a 4-hour video of his own, then get on the niggas, the person he beefing with, next 4-hour video, and be talking to him sanely, talking about can they make up? No. I want you to stop doing that, because these people, like I told you before, be using you for AdSense fodder. Oh, could y'all hear me? I'm sorry, he has to deal with that. JWilson owes that man an apology. Yeah. JWilson does owe him an apology. And then he gonna make a video this morning talking about I love everybody. No, you don't. You don't love nobody but yourself. Because the way you dogged out Brian last night, and just because his opinion was different than yours, okay, you can hear me, was insane. The way you attempted to out St. James was insane. As mean as you were towards Brian in that video was insane. You were angry that boy had his own personal values for his individual life. And him being gay, but not knowing for sure if he wanted to live a gay life, that has no bearing on you. He didn't come and tell you not to be gay. He said that he feels like being gay is wrong and that he is doing something abnormal. That's him. And you didn't act like a pastor, a friend. No compassion whatsoever for that young man. He didn't say you was abnormal. He was talking about himself. And I love that he stood firm in his conviction without trying to clown you. Or you didn't do the same. Did anybody else watch that video? Learning Daily said she ain't seen it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, he thinks it's funny when that transgender lady comes over there in her garage, Tulsa, Queen Tulsa, in her garage, in the comment section saying, why is she over there in that garage in her man cave or whatever, right? Knowing that that lady is presenting as a woman, right? Knowing that that woman presenting as a woman, she just happened to be presenting as a woman in a garage. The chat is calling her garage a man cave, and he keeps repeating, "Stop calling that woman thing a man cave." So I just keep bringing because he thinks it's funny, but he pro LGBT. He pro his own community. You know what I mean? Stop, Lord. Why y'all calling that woman, calling that garage a man cave? Like, why you doing that? Like, you can play. You don't mind shots being thrown at the LGBT community, and you laughing at it. But the stuff you don't find funny, can't nobody else feel or whatever. You know what I'm saying? If that boy is gay and he said he don't know he gonna stay gay, okay, that's his personal business. But you take it as a shot at the LGBT community. So why you ain't taking folks hollering that lady in the man cave as a shot to the LGBT community, huh? When they misgender dimples and others, why are you okay with that? When the other lady, Sparkle or Sprinkles, came over there and was using the terms against Queen Tulsa, and Tulsa was using terms against Brian that were anti-tolerant or anti-supportive of the community, you thought the shit was funny. So now that Brian is saying, well, I'm gay and I do gay things, but I don't know if it's right, you want to condemn him. The whole time, Brian saying anything about his sexuality has the least chance of probably turning anybody else from their sexuality. Unless they was already thinking about it or going through it. And in that case, you need to be having some kind of compassion. Because I think that type of personal, internal uh, struggle is special and is quite complicated to navigate. JWilson is just such a foolish person to me. He don't even think back to the shit that go on. You would think for all the so-called degrees he had and higher education he's accomplished, that he would develop a sense of um what is it called? Like a sense of like personal accountability and like renewal, like not reform. I'm looking for words and them still ain't the best words for that. Oh yeah, go check out Cruz's video. But anyway, y'all, I'm gone. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. Y'all go watch them videos. We can talk about it some other time. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.